Hey everybody, this is Emmy Thomas. I'm here again with my friend now, Cassie. Cassie, do you want to answer the
Oh,
question I always ask? What is it like to be you?
right now it's just dangerous to be me, I guess. That would be a good answer to that question.
Yeah. And do you want to say kind of why or what your thoughts are recently?
Yeah, so um as I was like telling you earlier, I met a male fan because in New York, like I was just going through a lot of BS um with like my family and a lot of personal stuff. And this person I thought like things were gonna like be cordial and civil and consensual, and they weren't. And I haven't been the same since. And like my followers or whatever, they saw me disassociating. I don't know if that's how you say it, dissociating. I don't know, on live stream and stuff, and they've been seeing me like kind of go crazy. And they're like, "Oh, is everything okay?" And I didn't want to tell them about it because I don't even like I've decided not to press charges, so I'm just dealing with it on my own. But I haven't told anyone about it until now, and it's just like I don't know how to deal with it. And I know it's affecting me because I'm like disassociating and like losing my mind. Um, but I don't know. Like I don't know how to feel about it because it's not the first time I've been hurt. It's just like it's harder to be sane now after like getting hurt so many times. And like some people, they're like, oh, because I stopped live streaming because in one live stream I was like really going crazy and someone had called 911 on me because some of my followers or what I hate that word followers, but they know where I live back when I had a place to live and the ambulance came. Um, I don't know. Like I'm not like if I do dissociate on camera, it's not like on purpose. It's literally just because like when I'm by myself, it's hard for me to stay sane. But if I'm like talking to someone else or if I'm in public, it's easier for me to like keep up appearances. But when I'm by myself, I just like I lose my mind. And this guy hurting me, it's just like it was like the last straw. Like now it's like it's harder for me to like stay sane now. And I just wanted to chat with you about it because like I know we both kind of have like apathy sometimes. Um, I have alexithymia and you have ASPD, but like I think there are some spaces in which like it probably interconnects. And and yeah, I just like I don't know how to feel. And it sucks not knowing how to feel because like I should be angry that this person hurt me, but I'm not. Like I'm angry at myself because like people was telling me that like something like this would happen, and I was just like, oh, it's not gonna happen because shit like that already happens to me. Like I'm too old. Like something like this is not gonna happen to me, and like the fact that it happens to me, it's like I don't trust my mind anymore. I don't trust myself. But then again, like I'm putting myself in a situation or a predicament or a position for something like this to happen because I'm online and I'm saying I'm lonely and I'm saying I'm desperate and I'm saying I want a relationship. So like that's gonna attract like predatory men. But I thought I was like smart enough to like avoid predatory men. So the fact that like I was I hate the word victimized because so many people are using that word, but like the fact that like a predatory person like got me, it's just like, oh shit, like I'm not as strong or resilient as I thought I was. But it's like I'm not, I don't know, like I say it doesn't affect me, but like it is because it's harder for me to like be sane now. So maybe it is affecting me. I don't know.
So, one thing when I listen to it, I think this is one of the best books, best named books I've ever heard about, and it's "The Body Keeps the Score." And I feel like I don't even need to read the book because I know what basically I know from my own personal experience what that's talking about. The body keeps the score. And sometimes I think, as someone who has not traditionally been like really grounded in my emotions, even kind of aware of my emotions, I think that's an important thing to sort of remember, is that even if I'm not aware, it doesn't mean that they're not there. They're there and the body's keeping the score. And so it totally makes sense to me that, especially when you're not really feeling kind of particularly emotional about something, that, it could be, it's possible it could be that you just have no emotions, or it's possible that the emotions are happening and you're so disconnected from them that that's kind of your perception in that moment, is that, I don't have these emotions, but it's like seeping out in other ways, like
Yeah. Yeah, because like certain things, so I had an apartment, like the people that do follow me, they're very, very kind. They
mhm,
helped me get braces. They helped me with a down payment for the apartment that I had. And then some guy was like, "You can live with me. I will take care of you. And like we could start off friends and we can see where things go." And like I thought it was too good to be true. And then he came and he visited me. And I was just like, "Oh, this person is real." So like I was just like open to anything because like I was so lonely and like living by myself. I didn't feel safe living by myself, even though yes, I had my own apartment at the time, because people would show up to my apartment, which made me feel unsafe. But then again, it's like that's what you get for saying that you're lonely and you want a boyfriend. Like, of course, like men are gonna show up to your place, but like consent matters, you know? And if I say like, no, I'm not interested in you, like that should be respected. And they're like, oh, well, you're saying you're a femme cell. You're going on the whatever podcast, you're saying you're a femme cell and you want a boyfriend. Well, like I want to be your boyfriend. But it's like I don't know you. I don't know your health status. I don't know you. We have no emotional connection. We have no intellectual connection. We have no physical. Like I don't know you, and you're saying that you would marry me, but you don't even care if I would marry you. Like you don't care about what
mm,
I want. And the person that I did consent to seeing where things go with, like he was doing things like touching me and stuff. And like I honestly was like, okay, I'm just gonna let this happen. And like I didn't like it didn't excite me. It didn't like do anything because like he didn't say like, is it okay if I touch your, you know, like I didn't have a choice. And I've been in situations when I was younger and I didn't have a choice for that. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I guess this is normal because I don't know what's normal because I'm a late bloomer. Like I started dating at the age of 29, 30. So I don't know what's normal. So I just was like, with like seeing this person, I was just letting things happen. But like he never said like, oh, is it okay if I do this? Like he never gave me an option or a choice, and I was just like passively being okay with things because I thought like this good man is going to protect me from all the bad guys. And living alone put me in a position, even though I was very grateful I was living alone, it put me in like a weird position because like I had to get a ring doorbell. People was knocking at my door, people were showing up. And then my neighbor was like, who the fuck are you that people are showing up to your door? And then my neighbor found out, she was like, oh, you think you're crazy? I could be crazier. Because like online, I was misdiagnosed with ASPD. And like, so like she was like, oh, I could be crazier than you, blah, blah, blah. Like typical Long Island bullshit. And she didn't even say like, oh, like tell me about yourself. Like, are you really crazy? Like, are you gonna do some crazy shit? She didn't care. She just started spazzing out on me because with wilding out on me. Because I know some people don't like it when you say spazzing out. But she just like was very aggressive towards me because I have mental health issues without even finding out like to what degree my mental health issues were. Um, so I just left because of like all that bullshit that was happening in that apartment. I broke the lease and I
mm,
went to live with this guy because I thought he would save me. And I wasn't necessarily attracted to him. Like he was just like not that I'm attractive, because I know I'm fat and I'm ugly. Um, and like I was just like open to being with him because he fit the basic criteria of like what is acceptable in a relationship and a friendship to me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go be with this person because like being by myself isn't safe. So I went to live with him, and that's when like the control, like he started controlling everything. And I just let it happen. Like I didn't really put up a fight, but I didn't necessarily want him to have access to my emails, access to my phone, like to be doing all this stuff without my consent or permission. But he didn't give a shit about my consent or permission. And I just was like, I was not there mentally. So I just let him, to the point where it's like, then there was like one incident where I'm not going to go into detail, but where I did speak up and I was like, I don't want to do this. And he just didn't care because I was okay with everything else. So when it came to the thing where I was like, no, I want to wait, I want to wait, I want to wait, I want to wait, he just was getting tired of hearing no, I guess. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to fight this person, but like I'm a female. Like men are stronger than women, so I couldn't defend myself against a man on top of me. So then I just was like, you know what? I guess this is happening to me. And when he fell asleep, because he took medication for his mental health, he was drinking alcohol and he was smoking. So when he fell asleep, I was like, okay, what do I do? Do I kill him? I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that word, unalive. Like I was like, do I unalive him or do I just get the fuck out? So I just got the fuck out. And now I'm living in a hotel and I'm trying to figure out like where do I go from here? Because he emailed people when he had access to my email and I had some opportunities that I was supposed to do that I was really excited about. And he basically told them to terminate those opportunities. And I went to the hospital. Now I'm in Boston. I'm in Massachusetts now. And I can't even go back to New York because I don't have an upgraded ID. So I can't get on a plane. So I have to have residence in New York, and update I mean, sorry, residence in Massachusetts. Sorry about that. I don't really sleep that well. I have to have residence in Massachusetts so I can go anywhere, like take a plane anywhere. And like the lady, I have a caseworker, and the caseworker that I have, she was like, this is textbook abuse. And like even her, she was just like, didn't you notice this? And I was just like, no, because I was out of it the whole time. Like I just was like, he was like, give me your card. I gave him my card. I had the very little money that I had that people had donated to me. That I had a friend that was like sending me little by little to help me with things. Like he took all of that money. So like the people that donated to me, like they helped me get braces in that apartment, but I left that apartment and like he took all of the rest of my money. So now I don't have any money. And like the social worker that I'm working with, she was like, all of that is textbook. And like I would have realized it if I was in my right mind, but I haven't been in my right mind for a long time. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. But I still don't really blame him for what was done to me. Like I blame myself because I feel like I should have known better. But it's hard when you're by yourself. Like I'm by myself. I'm alone. I don't have family. I don't have friends in real life. I just have like online friends. And like the women that I'm friends with online, they told me not to do something. Like they did warn me. And that's why like they had sent me like whatever, like $5, $10 to be like, hey, like don't depend on men, don't put yourself in that situation. But like I'm I feel like it's making me psychotic and it's making me crazy to be 32, about to be 33, and never having a real relationship. Because the social worker told me not to call that a relationship. So it's like I understand what women online that I'm close to are saying. Like, don't put yourself in these situations. We're scared that somebody's gonna murder you. Like think about things before you do them. Like everything they're saying makes sense, but I just I don't like being in my 30s and never having a boyfriend. And I know that I'm not alone. Like, I get emails, I get messages from people, and they're like, Cassie, I'm in my 30s. I only have one relationship, or I never had a relationship either. I've just been dating. Because like a relationship they say is like when it's like more than a month, and like a guy's supposed to like establish the relationship status, blah blah blah. I don't know all these rules, but like there's other women that's in my position, so it's not like I'm rare. Like I know that there's other like femme cells, or there's other like women that feel like losers, right? Like I think one of the reasons why I have like a tiny bit of people that want to help me is because like I go online and say like I feel like a fat ugly loser, and I have trouble feeling emotions, and I'm socially awkward. And then there's other people, they don't necessarily say it like that, but they're like they're unconventionally attractive, and they're socially awkward, and they're also women, and they're like you're not alone. Like there's other people that feel like this. Like you don't have to think about unaliving yourself or anything. Like you're not alone. And I appreciate them, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have food to eat. Like I would be on the streets right now, or I would be dead. So like I do appreciate those women. It just sucks because like I understand everything they're saying to me, and everything they're saying makes sense, but like I still feel like I need to find a good man, so that like all these bad men can just like leave me the hell alone. And I understand why a predatory man would be attracted to me, because I'm alone, and I'm fat, and I'm ugly, and I'm socially awkward. So like I'm very like I'm easy prey, and I get that. And I don't want to be easy prey. But it's just hard when you're a female and you're alone and you don't have a community. Like I don't have a community. And like it's weird because somebody was like, "Oh, you got the black community, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Girl, you're like one of three black women that I'm friends with online. Majority of the women that help me out are not black. Like as far as the community goes, like I have a community of women that care about me, maybe a little too much, but like I appreciate them and I love them. But like I don't have a community. Like I don't identify with the African American culture, because my family's from Trinidad. So it's like it's a different type of music, it's a different type of like education is super duper like important. Like when I lived in Brooklyn when I was a child, I grew up around like Trinidadians, Jamaicans, and Nigerians. It's not like it's not like the same community. So people are like, you're not alone, you got community, you're strong. And I'm like, I'm not strong, because it's taking everything for me to stay in my right mind. So that's not strong. And a community, like I don't have a community. I have women online that like are afraid that I'm gonna unalive myself. So they trying to like keep me going. But that's not a community. I mean, I don't know what to call that.
A support
I don't know.
system.
Yeah, support system. Yeah. I have a support system. And like I feel bad for them, because like I try to like I don't want the friendship to be one-sided and selfish about me just talking about myself. So like we talk and stuff, and it's like, damn, like I don't think people realize how lonely women are. And most women are not going to talk about it because it's embarrassing. I don't know if I don't think they feel ashamed of like their circumstances in life, but I think they feel embarrassed, so they're not going to talk about it. But I don't really care, so I'll talk about it. But it's just like I don't understand like in what type of society would allow women to go on like this. Like I know women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and they don't really have any relationships with men. They're not close with their fathers. And then like people make fun of them, and they say, "Oh, you bitches are cat ladies," or like you're just ugly, you're fat. Like it's just a bunch of ugly fat bitches that are like can't find a man. But it's I think it's more than that, because these are human beings, in the Western world, that want to have children, that want to have a husband, that are trying to like be appealing to the opposite sex. and they're having no luck. Like, in what functional society would you have women that like that want to have friends, friendships with other women, that wants to like have children, that wants to have a husband, and they can't find nobody. And this is like women, like I have like black girls, white girls, Spanish girls, like it's like, yeah, like maybe we do have in common that we're like ugly and fat and socially awkward. But even back in the day, I feel like nerdy, because I guess that would just be nerdy, right? Like I guess back in the day, like nerdy women could still find partners. So like I don't understand like why you have so many women that don't have friends and that don't have partners. And like I'm glad that like I found my tribe online, but it's just like it's so depressing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help with my mental health either. Like talking to women that are like so depressed.
Yeah. I mean, I wrote down a couple things that kind of stood out to me, and maybe you can choose one of these things that you want to talk about or anything else. So
Mhm.
like you mentioned people are saying things to you like, "Hey, this is kind of how it is," or something, and how you listen to them and you think that they're right, but you do something different anyways. So that's a topic we can talk about. Or this idea of, this was more a thought that I had, that, do you know what an opportunity cost is?
No, I think I've heard
Opportunity,
of it.
yeah, opportunity cost is an economic term. So it says something like, if I take a job, working, I don't know, let's say as a nanny today, my opportunity cost is what I could have been doing instead of that. So
Mhm.
I spend the time to get being a nanny. I get paid the however much. If my opportunity cost though is like, I don't know, $600 or something, because that's how much I would work as a lawyer, and I got paid $200 to be a nanny, then what is the value of taking that job as a nanny? It's minus $400 because the opportunity cost, because I gave up something. So my thought with this was, in accepting relationships, I hear you say that you feel, I think you even said you're kind of going, you're having like even mental distress about the fact
I'm
that
losing
you're,
my mind.
yeah, in your early 30s, and you still haven't had a relationship. But I wonder, like, to a certain extent, like, if you start dating this man or whatever, if you start being in a relationship with him,
No,
then
I
you're,
don't talk to him anymore.
yeah, but when you say yes to him, your opportunity cost is whoever else you're not seeing or meeting or whatever when you're with that person.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I definitely have to start being pickier because I have to care about my mind and I
Mm,
have to care about my body because if I don't, then no one else will.
love this.
So,
I think that's a really good insight. Wow, I love that insight. And I don't even think it's like being pickier. Is it being pickier, or is it what? Like what is
I think it's just choosing to live because if I continue down this path, I'm gonna die. And like, I didn't really care about death until I wanted to like have a future, have kids and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I don't want to die anytime soon. And I always thought that I would be dead by now. Like
mm,
the fact that I'm still alive, it stresses me out because when I was younger, I was going through like really horrible things. And by the way, I know I'm not the only one in the world that goes through horrible things. I was talking to someone that is like the opposite of me. He's actually a good guy, not a bad guy. And he was saying like how he was like sexually assaulted in childhood and how like he had like, bullying in his childhood and how he's an incel and stuff like that. And like I was thinking like, oh, people that look like that have a better life than me, like, you know, white guy, middle class family. But it's like no, like anyone could go through like messed up stuff. Like it doesn't matter what you look like. Like sure, if you're like, I guess, lower income or in poverty, it's it's easier to go through like messed up things because like I think poverty like to some level with some type of people. Like living in poverty for a long period of time could affect your morality. So I think like poor people do go through a lot more of that than people that are like middle income or grow up in like affluent areas or whatever. But like everyone has gone through something, and it just sucks because like as a society, I feel like we should be trying to heal, but instead we're just like making fun of people for going through things. And I don't understand that. Like I don't understand why people make fun of me for like going through what I went through, or like why someone would like tell that guy like, oh, what you went through like sucks, but at least you're a man. You're like your life is still better because you're a man. Your life is better because you're white. Because like he says that like people tell him that as far as like what he's gone through, but he still has like the trauma, and that trauma, like yeah, happened in the past, and he should move on, and he should live in the present. But like he was saying like how it's like it's hard to live in the present when people tell you you should be happy and like you're not happy.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I think for me, like I feel like I have no privilege, but this individual was telling me like even if you feel like you're ugly and fat, there's still privilege in that being an ugly fat woman because people feel sorry for you. And I'm just like, I don't think there's privilege in being pitied, but like honestly, I guess if people didn't pity me, I would be on the streets or I would be dead. So like maybe to some degree he's right about the privilege in being an ugly fat woman, but like I don't want that. Like I don't want to be pitied. I want to live and I want to feel alive. And I know that I'm not the only person that feels dead on the inside. Sorry, I'm getting so many notifications right now. I know that I'm not the only person that feels dead on the inside, but it angers me and it makes me sad that we live in a world we're supposed to be the first world. We live in a first world country, Western country, and so many people are saying that they feel dead on the inside and that they feel sad and that their life has no meaning. Like it doesn't make sense to me. And then when I go outside, like I'm supposed to say good morning or like, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Like it's making me lose my mind because like this is like an unwritten social contract. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk with the braces on. I'm still getting used to it, but it's like an unwritten social like contract that we have with each other that when we meet strangers, we're supposed to lie to them. Like the social pleasantries of just like going through the day. And like for some of us that are just like over that, it's hard. Like it's really hard. Cause like I know nobody gives a fuck if I have a good morning. I know nobody cares like if I'm good or if I'm not good. So the fact that I have to do that in a social, you know, like situation, it's crazy because it's just like I have to lie in order to not be seen as like a weirdo or in order for people to like even treat me with like common decency. Like if someone says, "How are you doing? Like, how are you feeling?" And I say like, "I'm feeling suicidal. I don't know what to do. I've been praying, but like I feel like God's not listening to me because fucked up shit is still happening to me." Like if I tell that to someone, they're gonna be like, "Oh, they don't give a fuck about that. They don't want to hear that." But we live in a world where people have this fake empathy, but like there's no real empathy. There's no real caring about other people and how they're doing because if people really cared, then they wouldn't call women that are fem cells like just leftover women or like ugly bitches that can't find a man or whatever, whatever. They wouldn't laugh at us. Like if people had empathy, they would say like, why are there so many women that are in childbearing age that want to have children, that want to have relationships, that don't have that? Like, why is it that there's so many women that are on antidepressants? Why are there so many women that are saying, I also feel like a psychopath, Cassie? Like, I want to kill myself, Cassie. And I hear that because like I empathize with them. So I do have empathy towards them. but I'm hearing this shit every day. And like, I don't know what to do because it's like I can't help anyone. And these are people that are like helping me, you know? So it's like I will listen because like that's the right thing to do. But like, what could I say? I can't even go and say, let's get a cup of coffee, let's chill, girl. Because like she lives in like fucking Nevada or somewhere. I can't go to Nevada. I don't even have a real ID. I have a bullshit ID. So like, yeah, I'm losing my mind because I feel like I'm living in a fake world. And like, I know the world isn't fake, but it's hard to believe that I live in a real world when like I've never felt connected to another human being. And like as a heterosexual woman, whatever the hell, like I would like a partner. Like I would like a life partner. And I know other, you know, orientations of people want a life partner, but it's just like it's so crazy to be like, yeah, I want a life partner and I can't find one. And I'm 30 something 32, 33, 34, 35. In 3 years, I won't be able to have a baby. And I don't have money to freeze my eggs. So like I want to have a baby. I want to have like this like life that people are like, oh, like, you know, you'll be happy when you find someone to settle down with and have a kid and, you know, get a house, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I haven't found that person. And I'm not even financially stable enough to be like, you know what? I want a baby. I'm gonna have one by myself. I don't need a man. Like I can't do that because I can't even take care of myself. Like I'm dependent on so many people for my survival. So even though I want a kid, I can't even do it on my own. And I refuse to like have a kid just to for that kid to grow up in poverty.
Good.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with like raising a child in poverty, but like if I do it, it's a choice. And I don't want to do that because I don't think that's fair to the child.
Yeah. Other things I have written, the fact that it happened makes you not trust yourself. Do you want to talk about that? Or where are you? This is a question I have for you. Where are you getting the things you know are true? Because you've said, you know that you're fat and ugly. And you know that, or that you felt unsafe, in your apartment in Long Island. And how do you know what's true or not? That's a question. If you want to talk about consent a little bit more, although you've talked about it quite a bit, the nature of consent or what does consent mean?
Mhm. So, so the first thing you said, can you remind me of the first thing again? I want to.
The fact that it happened to you makes you not trust yourself.
Yes. Yes, I cannot trust myself. I cannot take care of my. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say I can't take care of myself because I have been taking care of myself. But I don't trust myself because if I was taking care of someone else, I would tell them to not do 80% of the things that I've been doing. So I don't trust myself because I've been putting myself in these horrible situations that are like deteriorating my mental health more and more. And I would never put someone else, I would never put someone that I cared about in in any of those situations. So like I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I don't trust myself. I don't because like right now I'm temporarily staying in a hotel. Where the hell am I gonna live after this? I don't know. Like part of me is thinking like, okay, it didn't work out with that guy. Maybe I should try to find another guy that won't do A, B, and C to me. But like I don't trust myself. I know I should just focus on myself, focus on my like on my relationship with God and try to like have faith in God that God will send me someone. But like I've been trying to have faith in God and I've been getting assaulted. Like I've been in these messed up situations. So I'm like, God, like why? And I know that like God put, you know, tests us to see how strong we are, like to see how much faith we have. But like I just want to break. I think that's why like I keep on romanticizing death because like it's a lot. So no, I don't trust myself.
You
What
know,
was
no.
the second?
what about yourself? other than like this idea that the choices that you're making are ones that you don't think are wise, or maybe talk about that. Why are you making the choices that, you would never recommend or advise that other people do?
I'm making choices out of loneliness and desperation. Like I can't feel any positive feelings. And I know that that's like anhedonia or whatever the hell it's called, like just depression probably. Like I can't feel anything positive. And I'm desperate to feel a positive emotion. I'm desperate to feel happy. I'm desperate to feel love because I've never been in love. So like I'm making these choices out of like desperation and loneliness.
Mhm. And then
And
like
I
your hope is that that it will just kind of be given to you, and that the love will like heal your heart, and that you'll, and in feeling love, that will be kind of like a panacea to everything.
yes. Yeah, yeah. Because I have one of my somebody was telling me they're like, you have daddy issues. And I was like, fuck you. But like I'm realizing like crap, I have daddy issues. Like I've never had the love of my father. I blame my father for like getting molested for so many years. Like I don't even blame my mom. My mom thinks I blame her. Like she's not she can't connect with me because she thinks I'm mad at her. And I'm like, no, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at my dad for not being there. So yeah, like I think if I find a man that I can love, it's not just him loving me, but I want to find a man that I can love. I feel like I'd be able to like get over all of the messed up stuff that happened to me.
Yeah. Hold on, I need to check into a flight real quick. Keep going. So if you find a man that you can love, but what is the mechanics of that? How do you even think, why do you think that happens? Why is that a belief that you have?
Why do I believe I have daddy issues?
No, why do you believe that if you find a man that you can love, that will heal the anger that you have for your dad?
Because then I wouldn't be angry anymore. Then I would have love in my heart instead of anger.
But why do you think that would be true? Have you ever experienced anything like that? Where did that belief come from?
I think it came from like seeing people on social media and how like happy they are. Like I've seen girls that like went from drug addicts and now they're like a mom and they have a boyfriend or a husband. And like, I don't know, I watch probably too much social media because I see like women that were in rough situations and then they get married and they have kids and it's almost like they're fixed. Like I was watching like Trisha Paytas and she was like she has like BPD, borderline personality disorder. She has binge eating disorder, and I have binge eating disorder too. And I was like, wow, like she went from crying on a kitchen floor to like now having like a loving husband and three babies and like I want that. Like she doesn't seem depressed anymore. She doesn't seem sad anymore. Like I want that type of life where I'm like everything that happens to me I don't even care about because I have like babies and I have a husband.
Mm. So you've seen on social media some people that seem like they're happier after getting married. So you see getting married as being like the key to this happiness.
Yes.
But have you ever
Yes.
seen anybody get married and be less happy? Have you seen that happen too?
Yeah, my cousin. She got married. Well, I'm not supposed to talk about her, but yeah, she got married and she's going through a divorce right now. There's something really horrible happened to her and within her marriage. And like, yeah, I've seen like marriages like go downhill and people be unhappy. And she even told me, she was like, a marriage is not gonna make you happy. And I'm like, but I'm so desperate to feel positive emotions because like I don't know what the fuck a positive emotion feels like and like it's making me go crazy and like I think now I understand like those really I don't identify with those people at all but like psychopaths that kill people, like I'm now understanding like why the fuck they do that.
Mm,
Because it's like you live in a world where you have no fucking love, you don't feel connected to nobody, you don't own anything, you don't have a family, you don't have a community, you don't have a culture, and like you see somebody that's fucking happy, like that will like make you lose your mind, you know? It's like if this person can have that, why the fuck can't I have that? Like, am I gonna die without ever being in love? And I try to like put that anger and like pray to God for God to like heal my heart. And I try to like look at God as like my father, and like God is like the only, you know, man that I need is Jesus Christ. But like when I pray to God, he doesn't talk back. And I hear people say, God told me this, God told me that. And like I'm like, when is God gonna talk to me? Because God is not talking to me. He's not telling me anything. And it makes me angry too, because like I know like maybe people don't actually hear God, but like if God could just like put me in the right direction, like I was trying to be like a mental health advocate. That didn't work because my mind is like I have mental health issues. I need a mental health person, you know? So it's like I want God to like help me find a purpose. If my purpose is not to have a child, then like I want to know what I'm supposed to do in life because I don't like being alive. Like I'm suffering being alive. And like if I'm here and if God is making me like wake up every day and like live every day, I want to know what the point to that is because I'm just suffering.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand that. One of the first times I ever felt kind of jealous, envious of somebody is actually my therapist. He would like wake up every day and feel a sense of purpose and joy in doing the things that he did, being a therapist. And I was like really jealous. That's all I wanted was to be able to wake up and feel joy in what I was doing that day.
Hmm.
But getting back to this idea of like marriage and the causal relationship of marriage to happiness,
Uh-huh.
so you've seen marriage with Trisha Paytas lead to happiness, you think? But could it be number one? Could it be chicken and the egg? Could it be that she found happiness and that's when she met the person that she loves and married? Like
It
she
could
found
be
inner
that.
happiness. Number
I mean, I
two,
don't know.
yeah. Number two, does marriage always lead to happiness?
No, no,
No.
it doesn't. Yeah. But when I was a child, like I thought that like that's when I'll finally be happy.
So
Like,
this is a childhood belief that has kept you've kept.
yeah, like I thought like when I am married and when I have a baby, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And like the fact that like that's not like if I don't find well if no one marries me or like wants to have a baby with me within the next 3 years, I don't know what I'm gonna do
Why think about it now? Why is that like the thought of today?
because I'm alone in a hotel room and I don't know where I'm gonna live. I don't know
Then
how I'm gonna
why not
eat.
have that be the thought of today? Why have like the hope of or hope or fear of either getting married or not getting married within 3 years be the thought of today when you could be thinking, hey, I'm alone in a hotel room. What can I do about that now so that doesn't happen? So 2 weeks from now, I'm not still in that situation.
That should if I was a sane person, that would be my thought. That would be like that's the most important, most rational thought is like, what am I gonna do about my living situation? But in my mind, I should have had a home and a husband by now. In my mind, if I had that, I wouldn't even be in this situation
Isn't that
because
kind
I
of
would have.
unfair to demand the universe? Even the same way that it's unfair to demand that you be, let's say, like status quo attractive, status quo functional, status quo all these things that you're not. Isn't it unfair to demand the universe that oh, it should. You've used the word should like dozens of times today. The word should, I've never heard somebody use the word should as often as you do.
Sorry. I
Are
guess
you
it's because
sorry? Or is that like do you want to defend? Do you want to defend that attitude of should or do you not want to? Do you think that it's wrong or do you think it's right? Do you want to live your life in shoulds or do you not want to? I mean, that's probably your biggest choice right now.
mhm, you should be a therapist. This is why I wanted to talk to you because you're 100% right. Um, I guess like I'm just realizing that I was lied to. I was lied to by teachers. I
Mm,
was lied to by people in church. I was lied to by society. I was lied to in general because like I was told that like this is what would happen when I'm an adult
yeah.
and I'm an adult and like I don't have any of these things.
Well, if it kind of helps you too, I just saw this video. People can probably look this up. It's just on TikTok or something, where it was talking about like, a lot of people who fat shame people nowadays are like, oh, there used to not be fat people. And so it was just a bunch of photos of fat people like from 100 years ago, 90 years ago, 120 years ago, just fat women. It was all fat women. And I think this idea that this is like the only time, for instance, that women have been like nerdy, conventionally unattractive women have had a hard time marrying. This is the only time is totally false. I think that probably most women remained unmarried during much of history.
Maybe you're right. Or maybe back then women tried like hard like I guess like I didn't really try. I didn't in my 20s like hooking up wasn't a priority. Like I think most people in their 20s have like a whole phase. Hooking up wasn't a priority to me. Finding a boyfriend wasn't a priority to me in my 20s. I was just focused on like living, surviving. And it wasn't until like I was like 29, 30 where like I was like, I want a partner in life. So maybe it is my fault like that I'm single because when I started gaining weight, I didn't do anything to lose the weight because I was like, I don't care if I'm overweight. But I didn't think of like, okay, well, like, is being overweight gonna benefit me in finding a partner? Or is like, is being mentally stable gonna benefit me in finding a partner? Like, I didn't care about my mental stability until I was like in a hospital, forced into a hospital. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't care about my weight until I started dating. So it is my fault. Like I do take accountability for being in this position. I
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have expected for the universe to just give me a husband and a baby in my 30s. I should have probably put in the work, but I didn't care. Like I didn't start to care until I hit like 30. Like I didn't care about having a relationship. I didn't care about the way that I looked. Like as long as I looked acceptable by society standards to be outside, like as long as I was wearing clean clothes and I was covered, I thought I was fine. Like I didn't realize that like I had to look like fuckable. Like I just thought like a man would see me and be like, "Hey, do you want to be with me?" Like the type of man that I wanted to be with. Because like when I was in my 20s, I actually like I always thought that I would end up with someone that looked like C Merkel. Like I always thought that I would be with another like nerdy, socially awkward, like someone like me. And like so people that didn't look like that, I was like, oh, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Like even in my 20s, when I was really thinking about dating, I always thought like I would if I was to date, I would date that type of person. So like I turned down like guys just because like they weren't black or they weren't like into the same type of things that I was into. And like I regret doing that because now that I'm in my 30s, I don't get approached like I did when I was like in my early 20s.
Yeah.
So like it is my fault.
And
Yeah.
I will say it is my fault that I am not a mega uh, Spanish language superstar pop star because you know what? I did take Spanish in high school, but in my 20s, I kind of just let it slide, and
You wanted to be a pop
I
star?
never really put myself out there. No, but it's so weird that that you're not weird, but does that sound ridiculous to you that I'm taking accountability for not being a pop star? There's just so many things that happen in life. You can't say it doesn't work like this, cause effect, cause effect, cause effect, cause effect, cause effect. You know, you can take accountability for certain things like, I could take accountability for saying something mean because I chose that. But you can't choose outcomes. You cannot choose outcomes. Why are you even like, how in your mind is that like something that you're taking accountability for is what ends up happening to you? What happens to you is like a crazy cocktail of happenstance, environment, genetics, how you feel that day. Some of your choices, sure. Some of your choices are involved, but like how much do you think they're involved? Should I take accountability for not being a billionaire right now? How much what accountability do you want me to take for? You want me to take accountability for everything that has or has not happened to me? Do you think that sounds rational? Do you think that makes sense to you? Like, I just am going to take accountability now for like every single thing that's either happened to me or not happened. I haven't had kids. Is that, should I need to be, that's my fault? I need to take
But I'm
accountability
not,
for it?
but I don't view you the same way I view myself. I don't
Well,
view like other women the same way I view myself. I view myself with a harder uh like lens. Like I don't see other women by the same metrics that I see myself in.
but it's
So
less
I'm not
even
saying
viewing yourself like you're viewing yourself, I guess, as being like Superwoman. Because if you could do, if it's not my fault that I don't have kids, but it is your fault, why? Are you more in control of reality than I am?
I think that my metrics are probably insane. And I don't compare myself to other women. In fact, I think 99% of women are better than me. But like in my mind, I feel like I've let a lot of things happen to me and like I should have just made the decision to like do things instead of letting life. I should have like made things happen. And now that I'm old, it's like I regret not making things happen. And I know that, yeah, yes, I can't take accountability for things that are out of my hands. But now that like I'm so unhappy and I think about like just like unaliving myself so much, I'm like, this is like loser behavior. Like if I wanted these things, like I should have done these things when I was like 18, 19, 20. Like I should have set myself up for success. But like now I'm like at the point where like I can't get a lot of the things that I want, and now I'm trying to do the things that I feel that I should have did when I was younger. But I don't hold other people to those same like goals in life because not everybody wants to have kids. Not everybody is attracted to, the same type of things that I'm attracted to. Not everyone wants the same things that I want. I compare myself to people that want similar things to me and like they already have it, right? So I'm like I'm
But
like they're winners, I'm a loser.
no, nobody can
And
choose
I
outcomes. Nobody can choose outcomes. Do you believe that you have more control over outcomes than I do?
no.
Do you believe a billionaire has more choice over outcomes than I do or you do? Nobody can.
Yes.
Nobody can.
Oh,
Nobody can choose outcomes. Nobody, a billionaire cannot get someone to fall in love with them.
you're so funny. If I had $1 billion, I would have a husband and a baby by now.
That's probably true, but it would be a gold digger.
Yeah,
And would that solve would that fit your ideal of what you're looking for, or would you be like, this kind of sucks that he still doesn't love me?
if he was a good enough actor, I think I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, that probably is true. Do you have a commitment to reality, or you kind of like acting's enough?
For me or for someone else.
Just kind of, yeah, for you. Yeah. Are you like, I don't need actual reality. I just need the illusion.
Um, I don't think I'm okay with the illusion because that's what I have right now, and I'm deeply unhappy. So like
Yeah.
I don't think I could afford to be delusional because of my mental state. I think I have to live in reality
Hmm.
because I can't afford not to live in reality because I'm already insane.
Is reality like not good enough for you? And if it's not, then just say yes. Like I want realness, you know? That's
What do you mean
my personal thing is
reality?
if as long as I'm in reality, then I'm okay. Because reality is like being on the bedrock. You know, it's unshakable. There's nothing that anybody really can do to me when I'm in reality. You
But
know,
your
like
reality is better than my reality. Like
is
my
it?
reality sucks. Like I would rather be you than me in an instant. I would rather be almost anyone else but me.
Yeah.
You have straight teeth, you have a partner that you love, you probably have, money, you have a house. Like, yeah, I would take most people's not everyone's, but I would take most people's realities. My reality, I hate my life.
Do you
And
know
like,
most people are like the vast majority, like 95% of people are living like in poverty or whatever in the world,
yeah,
according to our standards of poverty.
yes. Well, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to live in poverty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then what are you doing today maybe? Like once you meet reality where it is. One thing you've been talking about Jesus. One thing I love about Jesus is Jesus meets us where we are. Like Jesus is always in reality. And in fact, I think this quote, the when he says, you know, take my yoke upon you, you know, like come unto me, ye that are heavy laden, you know, ye with burdens. Take my yoke upon ye, for I am meek and lowly of heart. And why do you think Jesus says that? What I think Jesus says that as his credentials. You know, why walk with me, put off everything else that you're doing and walk with me because I am meek and lowly of heart. That's what he says is his credentials. You can believe me, you can walk my path and be happy because I'm meek and lowly of heart. Why do you think he says that as like the reason that we can believe him? Meek, humble, lowly of heart.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
I
why
want my faith, you know.
I think it is. I think Jesus is saying you can trust me because I'm in reality. I think that's why he says that. He says, I'm not going to give you an illusion. Like everything about me is real and everything about the way I engage with life is real. And I think what he's saying is that that is the key to power and agency and authority and a sense of meaning and purpose in our life is to meet reality where it is. Do you think you have any interest in doing that?
So essentially what you're saying is that I have to be okay
No,
with
I'm
the
not
reality.
saying any should. I'm asking you a question. Do you have any desire to meet reality where it is? It's okay to say no.
I
It's
mean, I
whatever
have
it
no
is.
choice but to do that. I have to accept reality.
It's not a how or should or whatever. It's do you want to? Do you have a desire to do that?
But the reality is that I am alone and that I'm unhappy.
Yeah.
So I have to accept that I'm alone and unhappy.
And just meet it where it is, right? Isn't that what Jesus does? Meet us where we are and then works from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
willing
I
to meet
will accept.
yourself where you are? You don't have to, but do you want to? Do you want to meet yourself where you are? To give yourself that grace? To be like, even
I
though
don't
you're
like
alone
it.
and unhappy, you're willing to meet yourself and be like, I know you're alone and unhappy, Cassie. Saying it to yourself, like me saying, I know that I'm in pain right now because I had like a biopsy yesterday. And I can say, Jamie, I am willing to be here with you. I'm not going to leave you alone to deal with this by yourself. I am going to stay here with you, Jamie, and be in this moment and mourn with you and comfort you and be there for you.
I don't like myself. So I don't think I can meet myself
Isn't
because
that sad? That's the saddest thing that you've ever said to me. You're not willing
I
to be
try to
there for
be an honest
yourself?
person. I try
Sure.
to be an honest person. So like,
Yeah. Well, if you don't like yourself, why would anybody else like you? I mean, isn't that crazy to think that you're going to look for self or you're going to look for acceptance because you're not willing to self-accept. So you're going to look for external acceptance. That's your main goal.
mm. See, yeah, so that makes sense. I should like myself. I should meet myself where I'm at.
At least accept it. You don't have to like it, but you can support even somebody you don't like right now.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
So I should be able to support my like yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to say that you haven't suffered. I feel your suffering. Like I feel the weight of it, on you. I can see how it has hurt you. And that makes me even more compassionate to want to send you acceptance and support. Like, can you see that in yourself and be like, see like the little child in yourself, like the little 5-year-old version of Cassie, like the defenseless child, and all these things that have happened to that child, and then feel like, I need to support this child. I need to be there
You
for her.
wanna know? You wanna know something? I
Yeah,
carry a picture of that child in my wallet,
I love that.
and yeah, I've been trying to I feel like when I think about like me as a child, like I feel like it's hard for me to feel compassion for her because I know that she's me.
Then go younger, go to the baby. You don't even remember being a baby. That you don't even probably have like a connection, a real connection to that baby.
I don't think I was ever like, yes, I was a baby, but like ever since I was like able to remember, people have treated me like an adult, like men have sexualized me. So it's hard for me to like think of myself as a child
Yeah.
because I don't think anyone ever viewed me as a child.
As a
And
baby,
because
I'm sure. If you were a baby, I would shower you with little kisses. If I was allowed to, I'd be like,
I don't remember me as I remember being like 5 and like having men like sexualize me
I
and
know.
not understanding what that was. So I don't see myself as a child because I never really like experienced childhood. I experienced confusion and maybe confusion is a part of childhood, but I don't really remember being a child because like I just like remember being confused
I know.
and
But
and, and knowing that like yes, like I was a child and I should feel some type of compassion for like me, like as I was, but like I think of that girl and I'm like the people that was hurting her should have killed her because now she's me. And like she didn't get a chance to like be a child. Like she didn't get a chance to like have a childhood because like of all the like the demonic things that were being done to her and that she didn't understand. So like to me, like do I feel compassion for her? Like I feel I feel like she's dead because like she didn't get to grow up
yeah,
because she was just violated. So I don't know who she is. I don't know who 5-year-old, 6-year-old me is because at the time like I was just like always confused and always trying to understand like why is this happening? I don't and then people would look at me and expect me to understand. Like my mom like made a joke once and I didn't understand it and they like she was like why like God bless my mom like I'm not trying to talk shit about her but she's like why does your underwear look like this and like I couldn't understand why it looked like that and she would be angry at me that I would just like put my underwear in the hamper looking like that and like I didn't understand and like I didn't realize that I was supposed to feel shame that like it looked like that but she didn't even think about why it was looking like that. She just was like, you should wash these yourself. And like I didn't think like why. Like I didn't understand because I was a child and like or like her being like just like telling me not to wear this or like like don't you think like what about what would people think of you? And like me not even understanding because I was a child. So it's like I do I have compassion for that child? Yeah, I feel like the people that hurt her should have killed her because now she is a woman that is broken. Like she's just broken. Like if that child never got the chance to like live,
Mm.
like now she's just like a child in a woman's body. So it's just I don't know, like compassion, like I feel compassion for the fact that she grew up into me because like she should have died. Like no one should have to live with like going through that. So like I don't know, like how to feel compassion. It's like because it's like she shouldn't be alive. So now that I'm alive, it's like what the fuck am I doing alive?
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I know it's sad. It's like how can you expect anyone to love you when you don't love yourself? Like that's logical. That makes perfect sense. I don't know. Like I thought that like when someone else loves me, I'll love them and then I'll be happy. Like maybe I can have a child and give her or him like the childhood that I never had,
Mm.
and then I can be happy. Maybe I want to have a child because like I never had a childhood. Like I had a physical childhood. Like time went by and I grew into a woman, but it's like I don't remember. Like I don't have memories of like playing with other kids. I would just like I would sit by the fence and like they would look at me all weird and I my mother dressed me like an old woman
Mm.
and I don't know if maybe she dressed me like that because she knew on some level what was happening, but she swears that she didn't know what was happening. But she used to dress me in like long skirts and like long sleeves and I didn't she didn't even dress me like a child. Like
No.
she didn't dress me cute. So like I don't know, like, but I don't have those child memories of like playing, of having like a father in my life. Like my dad just left, and then there were instances where like I was trying to have a father-daughter relationship with him, and then he was being weird. And like I think it's because like when I was a child, I was overweight, and I had I had like what I guess they call mosquito bites, and I think like my dad felt weird having a child that had like breasts.
No.
Like he couldn't be a father to a daughter. And I thank God that like he didn't violate me, but also like him leaving opened up like the avenue for like other men to do that. So I don't know, can I feel compassion for me at 5? It's like yeah, like they should have killed her because now she's damaged, she's mentally ill, like she's physically ill, she's emotionally ill. Like the only compassion that I have for like 5-year-old me is that like I didn't die. Like, and I know that sounds weird. It probably doesn't sound compassionate, but
No, that's compassion.
like if someone is that evil, like how are you gonna be so evil to like let me live? So I'm alive. And like I'm alive with like all these memories and all this confusion that I have to like keep on going on because like it's against my religion for me to take my own life. And I have to just like think about the future and keep on going. but I still have like this confusion. And like I understand why people did what they did. Like I've read so many books now, so I get it. It's easy to get. Like I was in the perfect position for someone to violate me. I was in the perfect position to get bullied. And like I'm a survivor. Like I'm not a victim of those things because I'm still alive. I'm a survivor of those things. But I hate that I survived.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they should have just killed me.
Yeah.
And I've been alive for so long now. Like I feel like I can't kill myself, especially since I don't want to go to hell. I don't know. I don't know what to do because I'm still alive.
I know. I think you're doing a great job.
Thanks. I I don't know. I hate saying I so much. Like it's at this point it's we because so many people tell me these stories how they feel like 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 they should have died too, and I'm just like, well, we're here, and there's some people that they were molested, they become molesters, and those people are just like it's evil and it's a cycle. Like
You
there's
know,
some people that say,
I've noticed that you don't like saying I. I've noticed that you don't like it just being your story, that you have a tendency to reach and to be like, but I'm not the only one who feels fat and ugly. I'm not the only one who feels, alone. I'm not the only one. Like after almost like within like 10 seconds after you say an I statement, you expand it to be a we statement.
um, because I know I'm not the only one to go through this. I know I'm not a victim. I'm a
But why say it?
survivor.
I mean, nobody thinks that you think that.
When people write me like emails telling me to kill myself, they say stuff like that. They say that.
Yeah, those people are just, I mean, they're not in reality either. Who cares what they say? They're liars. The same thing that you said to me, like your teachers have lied to you, your church lied to you, all these things. Like it's just more lies. It's more lies.
What happened?
Are you,
Hello?
am I frozen? You're frozen. Okay, you're back.
Okay. Okay.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
sorry.
Like the same way that people lied to you when you're a child, they're lying to you now. That's why I worry. Can I say what a worry I have is?
I'm not, well, if you're worried that like I'm gonna do something, like I'm not gonna do
No,
anything.
no.
I have no plans for
No, I'm
finding
a
myself.
psychopath. I'm like everybody chooses their own choices. Like I don't feel like I have any real influence over you. I don't feel like I have any control of the outcome of you. You'll do what you're going to do. Like I don't feel like I'm a super person that controls outcome and I need to be saying this or else. I'm just trying to kind of tell you what I think may be happening, like a pattern, childhood pattern that you're bringing into adulthood.
Yeah. By the way, I love how blunt you are. So yeah,
Yeah,
tell
of
me.
like you believe the lies when your teachers and church people whatever told them when you're little. Do you think that you're believing like kind of just blanketly kind of accepting believing stuff without really kind of running it through like your own truth filter now? You said that this gets back to some of the stuff I mentioned earlier. You said that my question, where are you getting the things you know are true? You said that you're fat and ugly, that you feel unsafe, that everything people are saying to you, you're trying to like believe everything people are saying to you. Uh, there's kind of been like that theme too in talking to you is like thinking almost like you're ready, you're so open to accepting somebody else's version of reality over your own. But then when it comes down to it, it's interesting because you do put up a boundary eventually. You do kind of be like, even though you're saying this, I'm still gonna shack up with this guy.
Yeah, and then that puts me in positions because like I've stabbed people, I've tased people, I've pepper sprayed people, and like every time like the police are like, "What? Like what's?" And I'm just like, I thought I could trust them. So yeah, like despite my own knowing like reality, I still do the thing that I shouldn't do.
You know, I used to do that all the time. I even like when I got assessed to be a psychopath, like back in like 2010 or something, I got sent like a bunch of personality, whatever tests. You know, they're just like, fill out this whatever personality test. And I felt so unsure of my own inner compass, like my own inner kind of understanding of reality, that I sent it to my best friend at the time and was like, can you fill these out for me? And she did, and she sent him back, but I was like, you know what, I should just answer it anyways. I can answer it. She took like a couple days to get to it, you know, and so I didn't end up using her responses, but I remember thinking, like, I asked her all questions all the time, like, hey, should I join the FBI? And she said no, and I still kind of regret that. I still kind of think I probably would have liked being in the FBI, but she was like, you can't work for the government, Jamie, because they're too involved in your life. You know, you're too jangly.
Um,
You know, you need a private employer, one that can't put you in jail. You know, like if you mess up at work or whatever. And maybe that was wise, but there's something too about like I think it doesn't work. It doesn't work to just kind of take what other people say because that's not your true belief. That's not your true desire. Like it's not stable. It's not consistent. It's not sustainable because eventually you're going to win out is the truth. You can't just let other people's kind of views, in my experience, I can't let other people's views substitute for my own judgment and my own whatever. And I kind of think if it's a mistake that I'm making, then let it be my mistake, and then I can learn from it too. Like if I think that's the way it is, so I don't even necessarily think, you know, that it's bad that you shacked up with this dude. I think it's like in some ways I'm like good because maybe you'll learn from like you'll learn to track
yeah.
reality better. You know, you'll learn to have
Hmm.
your own inner judgment better. And the truth is that
Yeah.
nobody can substitute for that because you're the only one that's with you all the time. In my experience, that's what I've learned is I'm the only one that's with me all the time. I can't constantly be asking my best friend, "Hey, should I do this, do this, do this, do this, do this?" because she doesn't know all the answers. And when it comes down to it, I'm just going to do what I want anyway.
Yes, yes. And I think this is something that I have in common with psychopaths, and maybe that's why, like, when I do talk to medical professionals, they're like, maybe you are, because the amount of times that I had to like stab or like pepper spray or tase or just like try to defend myself against a man, like sometimes I think medical professionals will be like, oh, you like doing this, like you like putting yourself in this
Mm.
situation. Like, do you think you're doing this on purpose? And I'm just like, hell fucking no. Like, I do not enjoy having to like think like, because now my mentality when I'm in those like really messed up situations, it's not fight or flight. With that other guy, recently I had to fight, get the hell out of there. But like, mostly my when I'm in a situation where I have to defend myself, it's like kill or be killed. And it's not because I want to be in those like I don't want like if I was a psychopath and yeah, I would want to be in those situations, but I don't want to be in those situations. It's like it's just that I keep on, I'm not learning from my mistakes, like looking for love from a man, and then I meet these like predatory men, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to stab him if I'm like not gonna be kidnapped. Like I was in a situation where it's like the dude wanted to kidnap me, and I stabbed him, and like yeah, and then like the police are like, do you like they said yes, this is self-defense. You're totally fine. But if you keep on stabbing people, like we're like this is not normal. You can't be like putting yourself in these situations. So I'm like crap, like that at that point it clicked for me, like I have to stop and no, even most recently, like I have to stop being so desperate because it's putting me in situations where like I might end up killing myself in self defense. I mean, killing someone in self defense, and then like, or me dying to try to defend myself, and then like people saying, "Well, this is a pattern. We don't know." It's like it being a pattern. It's like, oh shit, I have to like stop doing this because I don't. enjoy it. It's just like I'm not learning from my mistakes, and it takes like me either ending up dead or like killing someone to learn. I have to like stop doing this, and it sucks because like I don't learn from my mistakes unless it's like extreme. And being assaulted, it's like the nail in the coffin because now it's affecting my mind, and like I keep on disassociating and like losing touch with like reality, even though I haven't disassociated during our conversation, but like I can't afford to dissociate. So
Mhm.
like yeah, like I have to live in reality because if I don't, then like I will. There's only two ways it can end. I'm gonna end up dead, or I'm gonna end up killing someone, and I don't want either of those things. So like I kind of have to start living reality, but I'm just like I want to be in a relationship so bad. And my mom and I were talking, and she was just like, just call your dad, like tell him that you forgive him, and just try, because my dad has been trying to call, my mom, and like get in touch with people to get in touch with me, because I guess like he's old, and like he just wants to say, hey, I'm sorry, like I want to be in your life. And like I admire him for that, but also I like if I talk to him, I'm scared I'm gonna like curse him out or something. So like I want to be able to forgive him because I've forgiven my mom. And it's weird because she's the one that I lived with for 18 years, and I'm able to forgive her, but I can't forgive him for whatever reason. But I know like the only way that I'm gonna like never be in these situations with these guys is just to like go to the source of the problem, which is my dad. But I'm I'm afraid.
Yeah. I mean, with your dad, I think can I say another something about you that I've kind of noticed?
Uh-huh.
Um you have just mentioned a couple times before the thought that you feel a pressure to pretend to be something or feel something that you're not. And I would say that that pressure feels uncomfortable to you. And I would say that there's no need to do that. Like, if you don't like it, don't do it. So if you don't feel
You
like you
have a
forgive
point,
him,
Jamie.
there's no pressure that like where is this pressure coming from? Obviously it's coming from your mom, but I'm kind of like, I mean, if you don't like it, like if you're so close to like not liking life that you want to unalive yourself as you say it, then just start cutting out some of this bullshit that you're doing for nobody really. It's just number one.
Yeah.
Number two, yeah, so I'd be like, if you feel like you forgive your dad, like let that be. It's there's no should there, I don't think, right now. Like it's just whatever happens to be is, just be like, well, okay, maybe, but I don't happen to forgive him right now. That's just the truth.
Yeah. But I want to be able to forgive him.
And
Like
that's where
I
you are right now. Right now, you haven't forgiven him, but you want to. And that's just where we are right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to be sane. Like I don't like that I'm not sane.
Yeah. What if I said this to you that like in 3 years, if you like really work on yourself and like get totally in reality that you will be married and you'll have children, would you be willing to commit to 3 years of mental wellness if you knew that in three
Like
years,
living in
as long as you did it,
reality.
yeah, worked on it.
I feel like if I was to do that, then I would have to be a psychopath. I would have to ignore all the depression because all I'm just like
I'm not
pitying.
saying ignore. I'm saying just work on it. There's no outcome there. I'm just saying for 3 years because that's not an outcome. That's not like achieve mental wellness. I'm just saying work on it for 3 years, solidly 3 years. If I told you that if you did it, all you did was just work on it, commit to working on it, that you would be married and have children. I mean, not by the 3 years. Like it would be like maybe the 3 years would be when you would meet the person. Then a year or two later, the children.
Mhm. Okay, so I would have to, not when I say be a psychopath, I just mean like stop people pleasing,
Yeah.
and
Stop people
focus.
pleasing
Yeah,
and focus on, yep, yep. Because I can
yeah.
basically like I will make you this promise. Either that happens or I will give you $100,000. That is my promise. That is my absolute guarantee to you because I am so confident
You're funny.
that that is true. No, that is like a promise. If you commit to the next 3 years,
So,
so like June 17th, 2028, and it's just a solid 3 years of doing that. Does that make
you're
make it
funny.
seem worth it? Does that make it seem like okay, you'll either get the thing that you want or you'll get the $100,000, which is still pretty good. And you just told me $100,000, you could get a husband easy with $100,000, right?
Um, for
Or
me to
children, or you could just have your own child by yourself. Like you'd have worked on yourself for 3 years, so you'd be in a better place mentally for the child, and $100,000, you could have the child yourself.
okay, I'm gonna be 101% transparent with you.
Yeah,
So like the only real feeling that I feel is depression.
yeah,
And like I think I've personified my depression, which is also contributing to like my mental health being so bad. Like this is the longest relationship I've ever had is with my depression. Like he has been there for me. Like depression, I've known him all my life.
yeah. He's your best friend.
Like he's my best friend.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
for me to commit to just like focusing on my mental health, my physical health, my emotional health,
It
not
doesn't
caring
have
if
to
I'm
be like this. It could just be like this.
but I would have to like break up with my depression.
Oh, are
And
you
like
willing to do it?
I don't know if I'm willing to do that because
You don't have to
like
say yes. I will give you until the end of July to say yes or no. I want you to take some time to think about it.
yeah, because my depression is like all I have. Like I'm
Mm.
not gonna go to the gym because I'm depressed, or like I'm not gonna do this because I'm depressed, or I'll cry for a whole day, or like if I do things despite being depressed, if I ignore my depression, then I will be a psychopath because then I will feel nothing. Like
No, 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 no,
depression is
no.
literally like
The depression's
all I feel.
fine. I'm not saying the depression has to leave, but eventually you have to be
That's
open to the idea that it might lessen and might go away. And if you feel a sense of abandonment about that or you don't want that to happen, then that's fine. But I'm just saying that that's probably a risk. A big risk is that the depression will ameliorate and maybe even disappear eventually.
yeah, Jamie, I know myself and I know that if I stop being depressed, I will have nothing. Like I will like even when I laugh, it's just like, ah, I think I should laugh. Ha ha ha. Like my depression is like my core identity. So if I lose it, then like what will I feel? Like what will I have?
So I will tell you that I have always
It
been
sounds sick. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, no,
I
no,
know it
no.
sounds
Who cares what it sounds like? Nobody cares. I don't care. It doesn't sound like anything to me, honestly. But I will say, like, one of my personality characteristics since I was a child is that I have been melancholy. I've always
hmm
been melancholy, and I usually feel it most oddly, like just after the solstices, the summer solstice and the winter solstice, and I'll feel it really strongly for 6 weeks. But I'm always melancholy, and during those time periods, like for a while, like my mom thought that I was bipolar, because she'd be like, you go through these periods of withdrawal. Are you willing to trade like the depression for something more pure, like melancholy? Not just like
Don't know
depression's so
how.
fuzzy, depression's like just this like it's like not defined but something nice like melancholy, nice little crystal
Mhm.
ball or something, melancholy, spooky. It's a little spooky and nice. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to
I
get rid of
think
every part of the depression is what I'm saying. There are certain parts that are
I
you.
do though. I do because I know it's of the devil. Like I know that
No, do you think?
God did that
I've never
purpose.
heard that. No, I've never heard that.
No,
That
you
sounds
don't
like
think
something the
so?
devil wants you to believe, so you reject yourself.
Okay.
That's what he wants to have happen in my experience.
Okay. like I pray to God, like, Lord God, please help me to like find someone to fall in love. Please help me to be happy. And like the whole time I'm just depressed.
Well,
So I'm just like,
I mean, I guess what I'm saying is like you said you'd trade lives with me. If you traded into my life, then you'd still have the melancholy. Does that sound nice to you? It's not like it's going
is
to be like full on
melancholy
happiness. You'll go through the period of melancholy.
is melancholy better than depression?
It's kind of nice because you know when people say they have the blues, oh, I just have the blues. That's what it feels like.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like this is why I wanted to talk to you because like I think I like the bluntness
Mm.
and that's what I'm missing in a therapist. Like I need a therapist that would just be blunt with me. Um yeah, I think you're onto something. Like I think I need to like just not be depressed and like or do things in
No,
spite
no,
of
no, no, no,
being
no. That's not at all what I'm saying. In fact, so I do have like kind of a little bit of a method that my therapist taught to me to do this to get in reality. It's
Mhm,
learning from experience. It's basically how do you learn from experience? Do you want to hear it?
mhm.
It's just the scientific method. So you just first you observe something, you know, about the world. Like, hey, do I like matcha green tea? Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, it's
You
okay.
have? Come up with something that you haven't tried. That's something like that. You know, you've never tried a chai latte or something. Can you think of something?
So something that I've never tried.
Yeah.
Um, peanut sauce, like on
Peanut
noodles.
peanut sauce on noodles? Okay, so
Mhm.
take that. Take that, right? Any kind of thing, any type of experience or reality about you and about the world or whatever. You think, well, what do you already know? Do you already know that you kind of like noodles?
Yeah,
Yeah. And do you already know, are you allergic to peanuts?
no,
Okay. And do you kind of like the taste of peanuts?
not really. That's why I haven't tried it.
Yeah, not really. Okay. So that's we call that stage one. That's stage one. It's just kind of like understanding what you already kind of think about reality. That's your current kind of like structure about reality. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go stage two is trying the thing. You know, like biking in the park, or whatever, or trying the noodles with peanut sauce or whatever. And that's all it is. It's just it's an action. It's just whatever action you happen to choose. Like, you know, something like this. Like, oh, would I feel better if I woke up to an alarm? Let's try tomorrow. You know, it's just trying something. And it's totally open ended. It can be like absolutely anything. Trying it doesn't even have to be something new because every day we're new, you know. And so every day something you could try, like, oh, I liked to go to this gym yesterday, will I like it again? You know, it's just trying. It's like an action. So any action that we're doing is stage two. In fact, most of the time we're in stage two probably. And then stage three is the
Mhm.
one that most people skip, and that's where you kind of take what you thought would be reality from stage one versus what ends up being reality. So remember, stage one, you said, well, I'm not allergic to peanuts, so I don't really like the taste. I do like noodles, right? And then stage three is you take what happened in stage two and you take what you believed in stage one and you reconcile them.
Yeah. I think I can do that. I can do that. But I don't know if I will ever be able to live in reality because every morning when I wake up, I paint a face and I put on a wig and I put on underwear that like makes my tummy tuck in.
Mm-hmm.
So like Spanx or whatever you want to call it. So like I don't know if I'll ever be able to live in reality because I don't even feel comfortable going outside
Sure.
without Spanx and makeup and a wig.
You know, I don't know either because what? Can we predict outcomes?
No.
No, we don't predict or control them. So the fourth stage in this stage is, and I'm writing a book about this. This is my second book. Fourth stage is just now that we've kind of understood a little bit more about reality. We've learned from our experience. That's all we've done is learn from our experience. We just re-enter the world, and we it changes our life slightly, whatever we ended up doing. It changes our perspective slightly about reality. We know a little bit more about ourselves, or we know a little bit more about the world, and it's probably going to change our behavior, the way that we engage with life slightly. And I promise you, if you do this once a day, at least once a day, for the next 3 years, that at the end you will find someone who loves you, and or I will give you $100,000. And you don't have to say
Oh my
yes.
God,
You can wait
you're
until
so
the end of
kind.
July to say yes, to think about it.
I will say yes now. I will make an attempt
Yeah.
to live in reality, and I will make an attempt to not let my depression affect everything.
I mean, you don't even have to do anything about the depression. That's the crazy thing, is that the reality takes care of it.
My reality is depressing. Like I literally have been like
Then
living
be
with
in that reality. The reality will take care of it till whatever. It's like gold. It's like your depression's probably, if I just mined gold, is it pure usually?
is
No,
it
it's got like all
pure?
these impurities. You know how like Jesus talks about being like a refining fire or whatever? He purifies the gold,
Mhm,
right? So that's what you're
mhm.
just doing. Like there's going to be parts of your depression that are you, but we're just going to burn out the stuff that's not you. Burn out the stuff that's trauma. Burn out the stuff that's, like people that have lied to you. Burn out the stuff that people have taken advantage of you. We're just burning all that stuff out till we get to the reality of you. And then once
I
you
don't
understand,
know who what that is.
I
I don't
know.
know
I
all that
know.
stuff.
That's why
Like
this
who
is
am I?
important to do. But I'll tell you that even just one day of it does it a little bit better. You know a little bit more than you did the day before. And that's just the nature of it. It's just a process that works.
Yeah,
That's what
I will
everybody
do
else is
it.
doing, by the way. That's how they learned who they are. Is they would try things and then they didn't have to have like somebody explain it to them. But you and I, we have to have somebody explain it to us. That's okay.
Yeah, I feel like people are always explaining things to me.
Yeah.
Um,
But you shouldn't take their word for it is what I'm saying. Like you need that inner compass, and this is how you get that inner compass, that inner understanding.
okay, okay, because my
I used the
compass
word
is
should just now, by the way, heads up. But I'm saying
mhm,
you needn't. You needn't take people's word for it. And it doesn't really help, is in my experience, is what I
yeah,
meant to say.
yes. My compass is God, and
Yeah.
then like the laws of society,
Hmm.
and then like how pe like how others view things. So it's like, what does
Yeah.
God think? What does the government think? And what
Hmm.
do people think? And
The
that's
the
my compass.
Yeah, yeah. And I can tell that like this focus, or I have noticed you mention it, what do other people think, and I think that often like it seems to I mean, like that's not necessarily a negative thing. It's like everything has its pluses and minuses and everything in balance. And, does it make sense? And that's just something you're going to have to figure out for yourself. What is the level of focus that you want to put on different things, And that's just part of this too. Do you want your focus to be more on what people think or less on what people think? And maybe it's some days it's higher and some days it's lower. Some moments it's higher, some moments it's lower. And that's just something
Do
that you're
you
just going
care
to have
about
to
what people think?
know.
I'm gonna be trying to be more like that then. I think all of the things that you're saying, not all, but I think like 98% of what you're saying is true. And I just need to like, and I know you say I can still keep my depression, but honestly, maybe the only way for me to find the person that God has for me is to break up with my depression. Because I should be in a relationship with God. I shouldn't be in a relationship with like my sadness. It's just like I know what sadness is. Like I don't know. I've been trying to like know what God is. I know God is love, but like I don't feel love. Like I feel like an obligation. Like I feel like I have to be closer to God because I'm alive.
Yeah. Do you know what? Uh, I have like a question for you. Do you think that maybe your relationship with your depression in some ways is the way that you have been showing yourself self-compassion? And that's what you don't want to give up about it.
my depression makes me not do anything.
But it's your best friend, and that's that relationship of being like it's always been us, the two of us together. And for me too, I had to kind of step in and be like, to baby Jamie, to be like, it's always been the two of us together. And that feels good to me. That feels like that sort of self-compassion feels good to me. And maybe that's kind of like what you've been doing with the depression, with it's always been the two of us together. Maybe that's kind of how you show up and support and accept yourself, is that you kind of support and accept the depression in a little bit, not
But I
support the
can't
depression, like try to
anymore.
enable it, but be like, oh, I acknowledge this about myself and I accept it. That's actually good self-acceptance, I think.
But I
That
can't because like I'm telling you, I'm in bed and I'm talking to myself. Like I've personified my depression to the point where it's like I'm talking to myself, but I'm like talking to my depression. Like it's very like not healthy,
mm,
and like I disassociate it, and when I disassociate, like it's just like depression. Like I can't even do live streams anymore because I just start dissociating and like crying and being sad to the point where people think it's like fake. And I'm like, no, it's just like I've been through so much shit that like I can't I can't stay in a stable mind for long if I'm not around people. Like if I am around people, then I can force myself to pretend to be sane. But when I'm by myself, or like if I'm not interacting with someone else on a video, if it's just me on a video, then like over time I lose myself and I start like disassociating. And I don't know. I think the only way to stop the disassociation, especially since I know it's not schizophrenia, because I've been tested for schizophrenia, like the only thing I could do is just like to end the relationship I have with my depression because it becomes sick. Like it's like I'm personifying it to the point where it's like I wish my depression was a man. Like, and it's like what? Like you'd just be crying together, and it's like, well, that's like it's the point where it's like I wish my depression was like a person that I can talk to, because like it's just all I know. And like I was rewatching, I was being stupid and like rewatching like all the things I've done like online as far as like trying to be a mental health advocate. And like Chris, he was like, "Oh, is that a real laugh?" And it, like almost all the time when I laugh, it's just a bullshit laugh. Like
mm,
it's like a tick, you know? And I was like, shit, like what would a real laugh feel like? And the only way for me to know what a real laugh feels like is if I break up with my sadness. But I'm just scared because it's like if I break up with my sadness, I'm gonna be numb. I'm just gonna be a numb bitch. And like I was talking to somebody else about this, like a male or whatever, and he was saying that like one of the privileges of being like, because I know some people don't think I'm ugly or fat, but I feel ugly and fat, right? So he
mm,
was like saying, not in a mean way, just repeating what I say, but he said one of the privileges from like being ugly and fat is the fact that like this is like what you've lived, right? Like this is your lived experience. But what if you decide to not be ugly and fat? And I'm like, I don't think that's a choice. And he was like, I have the privilege of not thinking that it's a choice because I feel ugly and fat. So I'm like, fuck, like one day could I choose to not be ugly and fat? Like could I choose to not be depressed? But then what will I be? Like I don't know I wouldn't know this person if
mm,
I said I'm gonna go to the gym every day, if I said I'm gonna, I don't know, stop cutting my hair. Cause like part of the reason why I feel ugly is because I wear wigs every day. Part of the reason why I wear wigs is because when my hair gets too long, I cut it because I don't know what the hell to do with it.
mm,
So like if I had the self-discipline to stop shaving my head, to stop shaving my eyebrows, and to just like have a good skin routine, take care of my hair, like give my hair the ability to grow, stop shaving my eyebrows because I'm shaving my eyebrows and I'm drawing them back on. I'm shaving my head and I'm putting on a wig. Like And I tell myself I do that because I'm depressed, but then I feel ugly because I'm wearing a wig and drawing on eyebrows. So like I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm willing to change my identity because it's been my identity. Like being ugly and fat and depressed has been my identity. So like I don't know if I'm willing to change that because then who will I be?
Yeah.
Who will I be? Like it's just it's scary.
Yeah, it's
When
so
I started
scary.
losing weight and I'm scared. Like I'm scared
Yeah.
to lose too much weight, but I have to do it because I have blood clots in my hands.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to lose weight. So I'm like, damn, if I don't lose weight, like I'm gonna have to go on blood like thinning medication or whatever. And I don't
Hmm.
want to do that. So I'm like, shit, I have to lose weight, but I'm scared.
Yeah. Yeah. But you like there's a quote in the Bible or whatever that basically says we don't have to fear the truth because the truth will set us free.
Mhm.
Do you believe that? Do we have anything to fear from the truth?
No, no. I guess the only thing I'm fearing is like the truth. Like I'm afraid of the truth.
Yeah,
Because what if I lose weight and I still feel fat?
sure.
What if I stop, doing the few things that I've been doing as far as like things that make myself feel ugly? And what if I stop doing that and I still feel ugly?
Yeah,
You know? So
yeah,
like what if I have straight teeth and I still feel ugly?
yeah. I mean, that could be an outcome. That could be an outcome that happens to you. But all you'll know is that you did everything within your control, you know? Like we don't control the outcome,
Yeah.
but we can do what's in our control, and that's the process. If we just focus on
Yeah.
our
And
process,
I think that guy, sorry if I cut you, but I think that guy was trying to tell me that like he like as a man he can't afford to like not live in reality. But as a woman, like I could, I guess.
interesting.
But I don't know how true that is because I know that there are men that don't live in reality also, but like maybe maybe like if I were a man, like I would have to deal with my trauma and I couldn't have like just been like, oh, I feel ugly and fat because I would have to like lose weight or like take care of myself. Because men don't get compassion as women get compassion in society.
Yeah.
So like maybe if I was a man, I would have been able to do I probably would have done this work in my early 20s instead of my early 30s.
Hmm. I will tell you though, it's not too late for anything that you want. Like anything can happen and all these outcomes are still on the table for you and it's just no worries or no stress.
It's getting late because my fertility window is like 35, so it is getting late.
But it's not too late.
It's not too late.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm like a lot of things are happening in my head right now. It's hard for me to like be still.
No, totally. Yeah.
But you're amazing. You should be a therapist. You really should.
I'd have to go to school for that. I get paid more to be a lawyer.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't mean to therapize you. I have just learned these skills. These are just, I mean, what I've told you about stage 1 through 4 or whatever, that's just the scientific method. But it's really helped me because like to have like a system like that, makes sense. That's like a concrete thing that I can do every day.
Uh-huh.
And it's a process, and I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about the outcome. I know that the outcome is that's how we learn by experience. I want to learn more about myself and reality, the reality of me, and the reality, that exists beyond me.
Yeah. Yes. I would love to read your book when you're done, right?
Thank you. Yeah. So maybe we can I'll be gone for like a while. I think I emailed you about this, but maybe we can like meet like in like near the end of July or like in 6 weeks ish or something and then chat again, see how things are going.
Yes, that would be great. I would like that.
Yeah. I enjoy talking to you so much because I feel like you have a inner light that is very palpable to me. You know, have you ever gone to yoga?
Yeah, I do yoga.
Yeah. And you know when they say namaste to people and they
Yeah.
say it's the divine light in me
Mhm.
recognizes and salutes the divine light in you. And that's how I feel it whenever we talk. So namaste.
I kind of feel that too. I do feel like a connection. I don't really know what the connection is, but I do feel it. I would love to meet you in real life.
Well, that's one thing I like about like this yogic, I guess, tradition is that like I can be a psychopath, but there's still divine light in me. You know, like there's something that despite whatever way we're showing up today, there's still something divine in each one of us, and I think that's really important. And I think that's something that that you believe and have expressed even today about like this idea of like even people who unconventionally attractive or whatever else, uh, they still have this divine light and there still needs to be like this consideration for them and for their needs and their wants. And I feel like a lot of compassion from you for these groups, groups that you happen to be a part of, but also groups that you're not a part of, from like the white male guy who was traumatized and people say he just needs to get over it, and just all these people that you talk to. And I think that's what probably attracts a lot of people to you is that compassion. And I can't wait to see what happens in terms of you like wanting to maybe explore a little bit of compassion for yourself.
I have more compassion for like that dude and like other people than I do for myself,
I
but
know.
completely understand what you mean.
Sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
I
And
get
and
it.
this
Like,
yeah, these stages 1 to 4 about like getting into reality and just yeah, you said 3 years. I can't wait. I'll put it in my calendar.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
I love this.
I'm scared, but I'm excited because I know that God, like if I do make these changes and if I just like keep on keeping on, I know that God is gonna put like big things in my life. Like I can feel it. And if
Yes.
God is speaking to me, He's telling me that like big things are gonna happen in my life. And like I don't know how to react to that because
Yeah.
it's like I don't know if I want to be like the person to start the conversation.
Yeah. But I think we don't have to decide now because that's an outcome and really we can't choose it. But that's interesting because earlier you said you feel like God doesn't speak to you, but you just said that he did already tell you this, which is great. I love that
Yeah,
he's promised you this thing.
I don't want to be the voice of themselves though. I really
Then
don't. But like,
you'll either want it when it comes or it won't come. Or he'll be fine with you saying no. I'm sure it's not going to be a problem. We those are future worries. Who knows where we're going to be then when any of that might happen. We'll have to see.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
N-
If I'm meant to be the voice of these women, then I will accept it.
mhm.
But I don't want to be.
Okay. And that's fine. The truth, wherever the truth is, truth will set us free.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll chat
Okay.
you in 6-ish weeks or something. I'll get in contact. Chat you
Okie
later.
dokie.
Thanks again.